welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a demonstration on how to do a fill with builder gel and an extension, a nail extension. So these nails, I have a thin layer of builder gel already on them, but they have grown out a couple of centimeters. And so I've prepped them. They are ready for the next step, which is the actual builder gel. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe them down. And before I started the video, I did notice that my thumb was looking rough, so I went ahead and did the builder gel on that nail so that it wasn't horrendous to look at. So we're just drying these with alcohol. That's the first step. We're going to go in with a protein bond, and I like the Young Nails protein bond the best. I've had the best success with that one. So we're just going to do a thin layer, and this is going to go on the grow out on the nail, and anything towards the tip that you had to file off, like if you had any lifting, which I did. I had taken off I had a gel manicure on, and I had used peel base, and so you always have to file off a little bit of the builder, and that gave, and then I just left it there. I didn't go back and fix my nails right away, and so that left my ends a little bit open, and so I had some lifting, so I had to just file that off. So we're just getting the grow in and the tips. Now some of these nails are kind of jaggedy. They broke a little bit. Once again, my lessons learned. I always know to, when I take off my polish or dip, I know that I should go ahead and put some more back on, but I didn't. I left them in a vulnerable state. So we'll do a second layer. And try to make sure you don't get your whatever bond you're using on your skin, because over time you can develop an allergic reaction if exposed too much, and you don't want that. So we're just doing that real quick. And I'm going to be using, my builder gel is going to be from Double Dipped Custom Dip Powders. They have my favorite builder gel at the moment. So this is what it looks like in the bottle, and then they had it before in the little jar, but they've switched to the bottle. So that's what we're going to be using, and it can be kind of thick in the bottle, so you might want to warm it up a little bit with a cup of warm water, or if you're lazy like me, just put it in between your thighs. It's a very warm area. Sorry, I had to get a sip. We're going to use gel base and top coat. My base coat label is clearly rubbed off. These are from iGel Beauty. The gold in this set is the base, the silver top is the top coat. So you want to let the protein base sit for about 30 seconds to dry. I think we've had just about that. It's nice and sticky, so we're going to go ahead and go in with our base coat. And so you give this a nice usual layer on all of the nails. As you normally would. Oops, I had a hair on that one. There we go. Now I had a little bit too much on my brush. There we go. And this base needs a 30-second cure. Just take a look. I'm making sure there's nothing on my side walls. This one looks a little bit bumpy, so I'm going to make sure doesn't have anything like a little piece of lint in it. Yep, it did. There we go. I think that's from when I put my builder gel back in between my legs. They touched my pants. All right, so that's a 30-second cure. So I have a lamp over here. I also have a nail flashlight. Here's another one that I use to flash cure. So you can see it's a special LED light. So that's what I have hanging. Because I don't use the clips. There are clips that you can use with these nail forms. They're let me see if I can reach this one. They look like this. And they're helpful if you don't have a flashlight that you can hang. But if you have a flashlight, for me, it's the best way to do it. So, okay, so my base coat's down. So what we're gonna do now is grab your forms. I use the Moravan plastic form system. I got these on Amazon. I can put a link in the comments. I like these ones because they have the pretty flat side, and then they're a square tip, which is how my nails naturally grow. So for me, I tend to do, because I'm extending the length, I go up to the line 3. So you can see, here's the lines. I go 1, 2, 3. So that's how far up I go with the builder gel inside the form. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'm actually going to start with my pinky. And it's the same. So I always start by swooshing the gel off of the wand. And this stuff has a high viscosity, that's what I meant. So be careful with that. So what we're going to do is drop it to the line. There's the third line right there. And we're going to go to the sides and pull it down. And we're going to go to this line, pull it down to this side, making sure you get it on the sides completely. And then I'm going to just kind of let some of that fall. I am rubbing the brush against the side of the nail. And then I'm going to gently just put a little bit right there. So you can see how that is filled in, hopefully. Okay, so from here I'm going to make sure all of my liquids are away from my flashlight area. So I'm going to turn that on, and then I'm going to turn this over. And I'm going to lay it down on my nail towards the base first, gently. And I'm going to watch as the liquid, you can tell when it reaches the tip, which is right there. Without pushing any harder, I'm going to come over here underneath my flashlight and let that flash cure for 10 seconds. And then after that's done flash curing, I'm going to go ahead and do the next nail, and then we will fully cure a couple of them at the same time. So there's that. That one's flash cured. So it's not all the way cured, it's just flash cured. So now we'll go to our ring finger and do the same thing. Oops. So we'll go to the third line, lay that down, and move it over. That one's gonna need a little bit more gel. So then we're gonna scrape. And I'll scrape. And I'll scrape there. I guess I could turn that flashlight off while I'm doing this. And then this is my ring finger. So I'm gonna drop it before I get to the base of my nail. And then pull it out a little bit. Now I wish I'd left my light on. So we'll bring it under here. All right, so that one's flash cured now as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put both of these under. And then we'll do our middle finger next. Wait, that's my thumb. We'll do the middle finger next. And then the pointer. So these do need the full minute to cure. Now I can feel on that ring finger. Now that one I took a middle, my ring finger was between two sizes. It was between my middle finger size and my pointer finger. And so I needed to custom fit one. And so I took this middle finger size and I kind of cut with my nippers this little section on the sides and kind of just custom fit it. And so because I did that, the fit isn't 100%, and so I can tell, like right here I had some ooze out a little bit, and so I'm gonna have a little bit of cleanup to do on that. But these are fully cured, so what we can do is pop these off. So what you do is you just take the side and pop it off. Take this one, pop it off. And they look a little bit weird right now, but that's okay because I can, really it's this one that looks a little bit weird. But I'll show you how to fix that. And like I said, it's because I had to custom fit that one. So we'll go ahead and do the middle finger. So we go up to the third line. There we go. And do a little bit more gel. Not too much, just a little bit. And we're going to ahead and wipe that end off. This one doesn't need the sides wiped off like I did on that last one. So I'm going to flip this over, turn on my light, move my liquids over, set this down, until it goes to the end, just like that, and then put it under. We'll flash cure that, and it's still wiggling around, so I know it's not done. I'm actually going to stick that one under just a little bit here. And then our ring finger will be this one. So I'll do the same thing. So we got 1, 2, 3. grab just a little bit more for this one. And do that. Okay. So you can watch it as it goes down the nail, stop right at the edge, put it underneath the lamp. And that's our flash cure to hold it in place, and then we will put it underneath the big lamp. And we'll do the full minute. And that's going to cure the pointer finger and the middle finger, and then we will just have the thumb left. And we'll have a little bit of cleanup on that ring finger. And we'll take a look at the other ones to see what we need to do to, if there's any tidy up work for them. And then we put a layer of top coat after any cleanup. And then we are done. So we have about 15 seconds more. All right, so we will pop these off. That one had a little bit of spillage at the cuticle line, so I'll show you how to clean that up. All right, so our thumb, same thing. To the third line. Now, just a word of warning, these nails that have the builder gel already cured, there is an inhibition layer, so it is a little bit sticky. So it just, you don't want to touch it to stuff that might have lint or little hairs, because they will pick it up. I got more because the thumb form is a little bit deeper than my nail. Whoops. And I'll wipe that. Let me turn my flashlight back on. Down to the tip, and then you stop with the pressure, and I'll go underneath the flashlight. And that flash cures it. Had a little bit come out at the end on that one too. I don't know what's with me today. Just a little bit here at the base, but we'll fix that. All right, so that one goes under for the full 60 seconds. So what we're gonna get out to do the cuticle line cleanup is I use my my nail drill, and I use one of the small ball bits. This drill is from iGel Beauty, and it's the model XS. I love this one. And then that's the small bit. And that works really well for getting down by the cuticle line. And these bits are really good working on your natural nail, not the nail itself, but the cuticle when you're doing cleanup on a natural nail, on the cuticle, the skin portion. All right, we got 3 seconds left. All right, so we will go ahead and pop pop that off. Here, let me set this to the side. So I'm going to go ahead and top coat these, and then we're going to play with cleaning them up. So we'll grab our top coat. And I do that so that I don't have to deal with the inhibition layer. I guess you could probably just wipe them down, but whoops, that's about to drip. There we go. And that one did get really chunky on the sides. And that's okay. That's the one that I had to custom do. I haven't used these nail forms a lot before, and I didn't bother custom doing them, and I probably could have gotten away without doing that, but I wanted to do more of a custom fit this time. It might not have been the best for a video, but that's okay. We'll see. We'll see how easy that cleanup is. And that's our top coat. These had more cleanup needed than I really thought they would. But that's okay, because it'll show you how easy it is to fix them. So that top coat does need a full 60 seconds. So for the cleanup, I'm going to use a nail file that's a 180-240 and the nail file. And let's see, probably going to put another little piece of paper towel down over this to kind of catch some of the dust. I've got about 20 seconds left on this minute cure. All right, there we go. All right, so these you can now touch. So the thickness at the ends are good. What we need to do is fix the sides and at the cuticle, especially this one. This is the one that we had custom done, and so you can see it's definitely got some stuff to clean. Now, I just realized I'm kind of sticky from the inhibition layer, so I'm just going to take an alcohol wipe and wipe down my fingers. And that's just from what I accidentally got on the sides. Okay, so I'm going to start my drill on a 3. Get in the frame with help. I actually need to change directions on my drill. So you can see the part that we're taking off, and that's just from the overflow from the forms. That can be avoided by just learning how much you need to put on there. I put a little bit too much in. It's been a little while since I've used the forms, but I wanted to extend my length. And then you want to feel it, and that's still a little bit rough. So then you want to do like the little circles. You don't want anything rough, especially at your cuticles, because as it grows out, it's bad news. Some little circles. Okay. Perfect. So I'm just going to go on the sides here a little bit. by the time we're done, these will be beautiful. All right, so then we'll go to the next finger. There's not really too much there. Oops, I'm out of focus, sorry about that. Just do the little circles and then feel it. If there's anything that was missed, you just go back for it. Now this is definitely something that if you're a new person to builder gel with nail forms, that realistically you're probably going to run into, is having them spill outside of the boundary of the form. And that's why I think it's best to show how to clean it up, because not all is lost just because it got a little bit untidy. And if you don't have an electric drill, you can definitely do this just with a nail file. It just takes a little bit more time, and I didn't want to use the time up in the video. And so with this one, oops, sorry. Here, this one I'm actually going to do nail file first. And this is the one I custom made. So we're just shaping it. Pull any skin away from what you need to file off. There we go. And then we'll use the file. This is smoothing out anything that you had fled the cuticle, but it's also flushing the line that you might have from the nail form to your actual nail. Because you want a smooth transition as you have grow out. It's a different angle, but there we go. And you feel it. See if there's any ridges still. I kind of feel one right here. So we're just going to do the circles. And this nail shape feels a little bit thick on that side. So we're just going to thin it out a little bit. And that just means there was a little bit more builder gel. Okay, so let's do this one before I start shaping them. Let's see. Whoops, out of focus. There we go. Perfect. So from there, we're going to take our nail file and figure out what shape. Like I always go with mine squared at the tip. So I'm going to square these off. and double check the sides. And make sure they're shaped the way you want them. And this is where, if you want it more or less tapered, just shape it however. This is the time to shape them and make them perfect. What happened to this thumb? My goodness. Alright, so this one needs a little bit of extra TLC. This, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a bump right there. So we'll go ahead and shape it. And this end is a little bit flimsier, so we could go back with more builder gel if we wanted to. I'm going to cover these with dip, and so that's going to give them the strength, the additional strength needed. I'm not going to leave these just builder gel. So I'm not going to add more because I don't need it super thick. And that actually took care of that bump. Look at that. All right, so go through and feel everything. Make sure there's nothing sticking up. And we're going to take an alcohol wipe. I'm going to remove any of the dust. And we'll take a look. So you can see where you've got the top gel or the top coat, which is nice and shiny, and then you've got where we filed. So what we're going to do is, excuse me, is we're going to do a base coat. So we're just going to rough these all up real quick. Since we're going to base coat them and then top coat real quick. So you don't want them to be super shiny when you do a base coat over. You never want to do a base coat over something super shiny. Unless you do a rubber base, and then you could, because otherwise it won't stick properly. You have the potential of it peeling off at a later date, and you never want that. So we'll rough these up. Okay, and then we will remove this, because that's going to be all dusty. And we're going to use the alcohol again to take off the dust. Alright, so there we have that. No more crazy shine, although this one needs a little bit more shape. There we go. Okay, so we'll grab our base coat. The gold lid. This one doesn't have any label on it. So we'll just do this again. Oh, that scared me. Someone came in the room, and when they opened the door, it startled me. Dork. That's okay, though. You get used to your own quietness. All right, so there's your base coat. We'll put those under for 30 seconds. And then once we have our top coat, we are done. And I will link in the comments or the description probably the products I used in case you're interested in that. And then, of course, if you have any questions, I am going to do my best to answer them. We'll start over here for the top coat. That one's got a hair on it. Little piece of fuzz. Problem with having a cat and 2 dogs. Well, I have 1 dog, but I'm puppy sitting. There we go. And with this last layer of top coat, we're actually going to cap our ends as well. Oops. Which means just giving it a tiny little swoosh. Tiny little swoosh. There we go. If you get anything on your sidewalls, just take your orange stick. Not that I did, but that's what you would do just to clean it up. There, I did a little bit. All right, and that gets a full minute. And then we are done. And then when I finish my nails, I always end with some cuticle oil, whatever type you have around. I'm going to use All the Kisses. From Manny Chic. It's from MannyChicNails.com. I love the scent. We got 5 more seconds and then we'll be done, and I will oil up. So we just oil here. There you go. Like I said, any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you.